I first became involved in looking at person-centered planning in the mid-'80s when we were trying to help people leave institutions. And we were looking at doing person-centered plans so that each person moved from the institution into a life that they desired. What we discovered when we were doing that is we were doing a form of planning where we asked people, what is your dream? And we were doing planning with people who had not had enough positive life experiences to have a dream. They basically were saying whatever they thought we wanted to hear so that they could get out. Their goal was to move. Their goal was to leave. And so we really struggled with how do we discover what matters to this person so that we can still construct a life that they can have that they would see as a good life. And then after having a life where they had positive experiences, things to try that they enjoyed, then we felt after a few years they would probably be able to tell us what a dream would be like. And from that came essential lifestyle planning. Then after doing that for a decade, what we discovered was we were getting really good at teaching people how to write good plans. But those good plans were not necessarily translating into good lives. That what we had done is figured out how to create good paper, much more than good lives. And what we began to see was more and more people were doing small pilots, small efforts that created really amazing lives, people who were really deeply connected, people who had the lives that we were describing. And this exceptional practice was remaining small islands. And typical practice was changing at a glacial pace, just not at the same pace that we thought, people deserve. That everyone who's receiving services should have as a goal the same kind of life that people who are receiving exceptional services. And how do we move in that direction? And that's where teaching person-centered thinking came from. Because what we felt we were doing is we were teaching a small group of people how to write plans, and we needed to teach a large group of people how to implement plans. As we moved down the road with that, we also discovered that what we needed to do was not just teach the people who were in support roles, we also had to teach the people who were in leadership roles. We also had to teach the very people who were receiving the services how they could better articulate and advocate for their own lives. And how could we support and teach family members to create the descriptions for the people that they loved who were less articulate.